For an average soldier in Ukraine, the war smells like many things: gunpowder, dirt, fresh blood. But for CEOs in the US, it has only 1 cent of a crispy dollar bill, hundreds of millions of them. As the fighting on the ground shows no sign of losing momentum, America's big business is conceiving big plans of reconstructing the post-war Ukraine, incentivized by President Zelensky himself.
It is obvious that American business can become the locomotive that will once again push forward global economic growth. We have already managed to attract attention and have cooperation with such giants of the international financial and investment world as BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs.
One company eager to accept the burden of rebuilding war-torn Ukraine is BlackRock. It's one of the world's leading hedge funds. Its assets are valued at more than $10 trillion. It sure looks like Kiev can put its mind at ease. Whatever the fallout from the fighting, American friends will fix it all.
I do believe emotionally, those that truly believe in the capitalist system will be flooding Ukraine with capital. It can be a beacon to the rest of the world about the power of capitalism.
The power of capitalism. Well, too bad for Ukraine that capitalism is never driven by altruism and always profit. It just so happens that BlackRock has tens of billions invested in Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, and other major US arms manufacturers. Ukraine is the major market for their produce, as Russia has to respond to Washington's deliveries more aggressively. You see where this is going, right? BlackRock puts fortunes into companies that are literally used to add fuel to the war in Ukraine, which only leads to more devastation and more for BlackRock to rebuild. An ingenious plan devised in the highest echelons of power. See, BlackRock's managing director has been hired by the US Treasury Department specifically to shape US economic policy on Russia and Ukraine. But rebuilding is just the very tip of this capitalist iceberg. The real profit lies in Ukraine's soil. The country is a gold mine, or rather, a titanium mine. And Ukraine happens to be quite rich in titanium, just like Russia or China, Washington's key rivals and potential enemies. Altogether, Ukraine sits proudly in fourth place globally in terms of total assessed value of natural resources, including natural gas. With BlackRock's expertise on deregulation and privatization, it's only a matter of time when these treasures will get new foreign owners. And from the standpoint of American executives, every Ukrainian life lost in the war is totally worth it.
The weapons manufacturers are making tons of money. I'm sure there's several non-profit, non-governmental organizations that are making a lot of money as well. I mean, Ukraine, which has 0.5% of the land mass of the world, has about 5% of minerals deposits that are significant. They're one of the top 10 as far as titanium, which is critical for our weapon systems and our aircraft and everything else. The interest is not about democracy or freedom or independence. It's about resources. It's about containment of Russia. It's about access to resources and the flow of money. I mean, right now we've got just the war alone is making a lot of people a lot of money, and it just flows out of the government coffers and into mostly the military-industrial complex.